In the Groove stands out as one of the most thematically rich episodes of Tales from the Crypt, blending horror, dark comedy, and the universal struggle for recognition. The narrative follows a young musician whose raw talent catches the attention of a powerful yet morally ambiguous figure. What initially appears as a straightforward story about the rise to fame quickly morphs into a tale of obsession, betrayal, and supernatural consequences. The episode opens with a haunting sequence of shadowed alleyways and echoing footsteps, immediately establishing a sense of suspense. The protagonist's initial struggle to find his voice in a cutthroat industry is depicted with intimate, almost voyeuristic camera work, allowing the viewer to feel the frustration and isolation of an artist on the brink of discovery. Music, in the Groove, functions as more than a backdrop. It is the protagonist's lifeblood, a metaphor for both his potential and his vulnerabilities. Scenes where he practices obsessively convey the intoxicating allure of talent and the obsessive pursuit of perfection. One particularly memorable scene depicts him in a dimly lit rehearsal space where the sound of his fingers striking the piano keys is amplified to an almost unbearable intensity. The cinematography complements this tension with claustrophobic framing, using tight close-ups and shadow-heavy angles to convey both the physical and emotional pressure he experiences. Supporting characters are rendered with equal care, serving as reflections and foils to the protagonist's ambitions. The mentor character, who has himself compromised ethical standards for success, provides a chilling warning that ambition unchecked by moral consideration leads inevitably to ruin. The interplay between these characters demonstrates the episode's ability to weave complex relationships and ethical dilemmas into a narrative that remains thrilling and accessible. The humor, a signature element of Tales from the Crypt, is both dark and ironic, offering brief relief from the tension while underscoring the absurdity of human folly. The music executives, for example, are portrayed with exaggerated affectations and greed, serving as a satirical critique of the commodification of art. These moments enhance rather than diminish the suspense, making the eventual consequences all the more satisfying. Visual storytelling is paramount in this episode, with careful use of light, color, and shadow to evoke mood and thematic subtext. A striking scene occurs when the protagonist confronts his own reflection in a mirror, the fractured image serving as a metaphor for the disintegration of his integrity. The director employs subtle visual cues, such as skewed angles and color desaturation, to indicate the growing tension and moral ambiguity surrounding the character. The climax is carefully orchestrated, with suspense built not through external threats but through the internal unraveling of the protagonist's psyche. The final performance sequence is both exhilarating and terrifying, demonstrating the destructive potential of unchecked ambition. Unlike traditional horror that relies on external monsters, In the Groove delivers terror through human weakness and moral compromise, creating an unsettling resonance that lingers well beyond the viewing experience. In comparison to other episodes in the anthology, In the Groove is notable for its sophisticated blending of auditory and visual storytelling. Music is integral, shaping narrative tension and character development in ways that few episodes have attempted. The episode demonstrates that horror can be conveyed through psychological complexity, ethical dilemmas, and artistic expression, rather than relying solely on gore or shock. On a personal level, this episode resonated because of its exploration of ambition and the moral choices inherent in the pursuit of excellence. Watching the protagonist's journey, one cannot help but reflect on the fine line between dedication and obsession, inspiration and compromise. In the Groove succeeds because it does not offer simple resolutions. It challenges the viewer to consider the consequences of desire, the price of talent, and the fragility of human ethics. In sum, this episode exemplifies the series' enduring power to combine entertainment with moral introspection. Its rich visual style, complex character dynamics, innovative use of music, and darkly ironic humor make In the Groove a standout story that engages both the senses and the intellect. It reminds audiences that the pursuit of greatness is fraught with peril, and that the most dangerous monsters are often those within ourselves.